is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back with some more Resident Evil 4 Remake gameplay for you. And today I got a question for you. How do you like your games? Censored or uncensored? Do you need things changed or filtered a little bit for you? Or are you just like me where you like to be uncensored, unfiltered, and just basically balls to the wall, do whatever you got to do to get the job done? Not that there's a preference or a right or wrong answer. I get it. Everyone's got differences. Some people don't mind the violence or the gore or the sexual themes or whatever it may be, and some people might not want that. But having options is the most important thing. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's not the issue here, because you guessed it. You know what time it is. With StellarBlade about to come out in a few days, there's going to be a plethora of stupid articles and stuff like that. And this one is no different. And it just shows someone who is just in complete denial, complete anger, and completely by themselves. But what are they mad about? So Shift Up has confirmed that all the copies of StellarBlade are basically going to be uncensored. And normally this would be a good thing. Because, let's face it, when I want to buy or play anything, I like the version that, the team that made it put out. I don't want a version that's been edited by people that have nothing to do with the game, that just want to get their dirty hands onto it. And I'm not talking about in terms of, maybe they tone some things down and stuff. And, I get it to a degree. But what they're saying is basically like, this is going to be exactly the way that the people that made this game intended the game to be. It's not going to be in the hands of people trying to change it because they think they know what other people think. They think they know what us players think, which, spoiler, you don't. But, the rest is history. But according to, you guessed it, the anti-gamer, as I like to call him, and my favorite writer on the anti-gamer, that is not something to be celebrated. In fact, that is not a good thing at all, because censorship is not a bad thing. Now, once again, I don't think censorship is the worst thing in the world, depending on the situation. If you're someone that's like, well, I don't want my children to do something, I don't think they're old enough to understand it, I get that. But that's where you have the whole age thing and ratings and stuff like that. That's the whole point of it. So that throws that whole discussion out the window. What the gamer or the anti-gamer is trying to tell you, this writer is trying to tell you, is that, censorship is a good thing, and that things need to be censored because no one who's ever censored anything has ever done anything bad to the original product in terms of misled, misquoted, completely try to change the whole narrative of what the original product was. That's never happened, and if it ever has happened, we just need to accept it because getting mad over it is not an option. And they basically keep going on a tirade of, I don't understand what could possibly be censored in this game. We've already seen the most, terrifying over-sexualization we've ever seen because they think Eve is the most over-sexualized fictional character in fictional character history, which, wink, wink, no, not even close, not even in a ballpark. And I have more on that at the end of the video because I got a genuine question to ask you. But if you're somebody who's ever gotten mad at, let's say it's like a game or an anime or something, and I've heard many situations where people in other countries, my own country, other countries have tried to bring the thing over and they try to localize it, and unfortunately you hear so many cases of people trying to put their own ideology inside the game and change the whole script, change the dialogue, just change so much stuff that it's a completely different product and people are rightfully pissed off about it. But according to this writer, no, getting mad is not the option. You just basically supposed to do what? Accept it, accept that they can't do their jobs and they can basically try to ruin the project and give you a completely different thing. When something releases, I like to at least see whoever's making it, in this case Shift Up, I like to see what they could possibly do with it. I want to see their version of it, not an edited version. And please, heavens no, I don't want to see a version that you writers would ever try to edit, because my goodness gracious me, I couldn't even imagine that. But the funny part, and right in the same article, is the hypocrisy. So apparently StellarBlade is too far. This needs to be censored. We can't have the uncensored version because it's just too much. But rightfully, in the same article, now I don't know what this game is. I've never heard of it or played it, but basically there was a game they mentioned. It was, I guess, a Nintendo game called Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I have no idea what that is, but apparently Nintendo decided to cover up some things. Apparently cover up a much memed character's vagina bones. I don't know. Outfits were edited to cover up the cleavage or reduce it. Basically trying to move away from the illusion of nudity. And the funny part is that right in the next sentence they basically say, I don't think this censorship was necessary. So wait a minute. So StellarBlade's Eve is just way too far. That's just way too far in terms of over-sexualization because they think Eve is just, terrible for, female characters or whatever they try to think of nowadays. But in this other case, or another game covering up, private areas or whatever, I don't know, cleavage and trying to, cover up nudity, that wasn't needed for that. So, what are we trying to say here? Like, why is it this game is getting all the, you can't do that, do this, when we've seen other games do way worse in multiple examples, and you basically just gave us one in your own article, but that's perfectly fun. They shouldn't have censored that. But StellarBlade's Eve, oh God, no. And I just like how they're so buttered, like, I gotta find out what they censor, like, what was so bad, like, because we've already seen all the stuff, because apparently based on, an hour-long demo and a few videos, we've apparently already seen everything. They can't be possibly anything else. God forbid they actually have some really hardcore stuff in there. These people are going to lose their minds, but they go on to talk about how us as gamers, of course, we're toxic. We can't be toxic or hostile. Even if the people localizing a game in different areas or changing the dial, even if they mess it up because, they had the best intentions at heart. But even if they do mess up, we should just accept and not start a culture war. No, maybe accept, do your damn job the right way and not mess up. I mean, let me know if you've ever worked at a job where you can just mess up, and it's all forgiven. Like, everything's all right. That's not how the world works. But they go on to continue how they want their version of the game, and that that things got to be censored to their ideology, not what everyone else wants. How about you let us decide what we want as gamers? Give us the choice to decide what we want, and stop telling us what to do. Because as I said in my last video talking about StellarBlade, people like having choices and options to do with their money. They don't like having people tell them about what to do with their money. We'll spend the money how we see fit. We don't need you clowns to help us. But I got an honest question. This is what I was talking about earlier. And I'm being dead serious here, and I want you guys to help me out because I'm just confused. So we have Eve here from StellarBlade, and Eve looks like pretty solid, attractive-looking character, cool-looking character as well. What is it about this design is this making journalists so angry and butthurt and upset to the point where they act like this is the most over-sexualized character in like fictional character history? Like, we've never seen a character more over-sexualized. Because I'm going to be honest with you. This character design, regardless of which outfit it is really, really tame. Like, it's really tame. Like, if I never had the internet and never heard a word about it and I just saw this, I'd look at it like any other game. Like, it's because she has, I don't know, a big booty. I mean, we've never seen Big Booty Judy in other female characters in video games. I guess not. And then, oh God, the dreaded skin suit. In my childhood, I grew up with a anime movie from also one of my all-time favorite animes called Ghost in the Shell. And they also had the live-action version of it with Scarlett Johansson. And in both versions, they had the Major, wearing basically a skin suit, as this is called. And she also wore some skin suits in the anime standalone complex alone. Some, whether you call it a skin suit or a cat suit or whatever it is, skin-tight form looking suit. And like, my point is, this isn't the first time we've seen this. Like, wow, you have a female character wearing a form-fitting suit. She has a big booty, big breast. Whoop-de-doo. By the way, I like this one the best personally because me, I got a thing for that black leather. But personal preference of mine. I guess sue me, right? But like, what is, am I losing my mind here? Like, what is so bad about, what is so, oh my God, we can't see it. And I know they're going to make it out, well, gamers are making it weird. They only made it really weird because you started this crap first. Yeah, you'd still have a few examples, just like with any female character that goes on the internet, but stop acting like, oh, they just started this. No, you started this vendetta, and you have to deal with it. Don't start a fight you can't finish, because you're damn well not going to finish this. But, hey, you dug your own grave. Now, you basically have to lie in it. So, pretty much, I don't get it. And God forbid if these writers and journalists ever watched, anything that's like, because as I said, like, Eve wouldn't even be in the top 50 in my honest opinion in like over sexualized characters that I've ever seen. Like, not even close, probably not even top 100, honestly. If we're being honest, all the characters I've seen in my life, all the games, movies, animes, like, it's not even close. Like, what in the world is so special about this woman that she is basically just divided us so far from these so-called journalists to the point where it's just like they get so mad and upset just the sight of her. But yet at the same time they'll be writing articles, and they said this is not a knock on this game. This same writer was writing an article how Hades 2 was going to be a bisexual's wet dream, and the way they were writing about all the characters, you would have thought they were busting a nut. Like, I do not want to see that keyboard they wrote that article in, because that thing is messed up and destroyed. But long story short, us as gamers are going to buy what we want, and we're going to enjoy what we want. We don't need you to tell us how to enjoy our stuff, just like we're not telling you how to enjoy your stuff. If you don't like it, fine, but just kindly leave the stage and leave us alone. But that is going to be it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully I can see you guys back in the next one. And for all you journalists who just can't get the memo or get the cue, why don't you just get stomped on like this last spike is about to get stomped on? And hell, I'll let Ada tell herself how we all gamers feel about you.
Now stay down. Sweet dreams.